So few people have DM me in my Instagram account about the Spurs and Southampton players. We do know that they did not have particularly a good game week. So people have this problem if they should get rid of those players or use wildcard or just I don't know what to do with those players. So I personally also have 5 players from both Southampton and Spurs. So as I have said in my previous video in the live stream that I'm not taking out any Spurs or Southampton player from my team for now in this game week because I'm not really sure which players are the one that I should get rid of. And luckily Southampton and Spurs will face each other in the second game week, so I think that will give me some idea about which players are the one that I should get rid of, because Spurs as a team they weren't that good, but I think Son was I think alright. I mean I think he will return some point in upcoming games. I have no problem with the fixtures that Southampton and Spurs have because they are pretty easy, and that is one of the reasons I double up and triple up on Spurs and Southampton players. I'm very sure I'll get rid of at least one forwards, and that might be Ings if he does not perform against Tottenham, because I need a space for Raul Jimenez, because I'll be bringing Wolves players in the third game week. For now, that is my plan. I'm not sticking to it, but I think that will what happen after the second game week, because Wolves have very good fixtures. And another player that might not make my team for the third game week might be Doherty if he does not perform against Southampton. Because in the first game week he was not that particularly interesting in my opinion. So I think Ings did well in the first game week against Crystal Palace. Nothing superhuman and stuff, but Goita was pretty good in that game week. I think Ings was good, but Goita was even better. So that was what caused no FPL return points in the first game from Southampton players. Now we do know that Ward Prowse is one of the differential picks, and one of the reason I have him in my team is because of his set piece duties. So let's see what will happen against Spurs and Southampton. I think that will give me a pretty good idea of which players I should get rid of, because for now I have no idea if I should get rid of Son or Doherty or Walker Peters or Ings, because it's just one game and I don't have enough statistics to decide if I need to get rid of any player. I think except for regretting a player that I should not have transferred out, I think I would wait and save that one transfer of mine so that I can transfer out 2 players and bring in 2 new players. So my opinion on my personal opinion on Southampton and Spurs players is that I think you should at least wait one more game week to see how they perform, and yeah, and then I think you will have enough data to know which players are the one that should leave your team. Now another question that I have been getting a lot is either go for Martial or Fernandes. So personally, before the first game week, my plan was to get rid of Vardy and bring in Martial. But after I saw Southampton's and Spurs' performance in the first game week, I think there are other players that need to leave my team other than Vardy. Because I think although Vardy did not play particularly awesome, but he did return some points. So I think I will be willing to keep Vardy for one more game because they play against Burnley. So I might get some point off of that. So yeah, I will decide that after the second game week which forward that I should transfer out. So the thing about Martial and Fernandes is so this is their first game and I don't know how they are going to perform. Although they are a quality team, there's this thing about all that match fitness. And the thing about Man United player is that I mean I don't think all the players are kind of fit, because I think Greenwood is having some kind of disciplinary sanction, and I think Bruno had a new child and all that stuff is going on. So yeah, I want to see how Man United would perform. And another thing about that stopped me from bringing in Bruno and Martial was that Crystal Palace defense against Southampton. Yeah, Southampton wasn't particularly super attacking or anything, but I think that Crystal Palace defense, that all of them were defending all out defense and they were counter attacking. So that might also happen against the Man United, and Man United have not played their first game week, so we don't know what kind of fitness they will have coming into this first game week. So yeah, that is one of the reason I did not want Manchester United players. So if you ask me, if you ask me Martial or Fernandes, I think they both are the good picks. But as I always say, that a guy with penalty, a player with penalty, is always a good choice. So yeah, Fernandes is not that bad of a choice. But in my opinion, for the performance that Martial had last season, I think he's a bargain for that price. So any of the player is good. You can pick either Martial or Fernandes. I personally am not picking anyone because I'm not certain what player I want to get rid of, because it's just one game week and I'd want to see a lot more from my team before I am convinced that some players need to leave from my team. So yeah, Martial or Fernandes, if you feel like it, I think you should bring one of them. Now, I scored only 67 points in the first game week, and I was actually expecting at least 70, but my players like Son, Ings, Doherty, they did not perform well, and even Trent, they did not perform well. I was expecting at least some points from Ings against Crystal Palace because of their Crystal Palace defense, but FPL does not work that way. And I was not expecting a clean sheet from Mitchell, so yeah, that was a surprise. But we'll have to see how things will work out in the second game week. My main plan right now is to bring in Wolves player, as I have said multiple times in all of my video. My plan is to bring in Jimenez in place of maybe Ings or Vardy. We'll have to see. If Ings does not perform against Spurs, it will definitely be Ings that will be leaving my team. And another player is maybe Doherty will leave the team if he does not perform, because he was not convincing at all in the first game week, although he had that one chance to score. I'm not pretty convinced, but yeah, we'll have to see how Everton will perform also in the other game week. In the first game week, they were pretty good. If they can continue that run, I think I might even triple up on Everton players. I'm not sure, but for now, my main goal is to look at that Spurs and Southampton fixture, because I think I desperately need to get rid of some of their assets if they don't perform well, because the first game week was not good at all. The other thing I'm thinking about is that bringing in Reece James, because I think I can save some money in my backline. Maybe remove even Trent if he does not take set pieces in next game, because in the first game against Leeds, it was Robertson who was taking the corners and the free kicks, so I don't know what was happening there. So yeah, if Trent does not take free kicks, I don't think he's of same value, because the only thing that stood out between Robertson and Trent for me was the set piece duty of Trent. So we'll have to see who will take the set pieces. If it's Robertson, I'm surely getting rid of Trent and bringing in might be Reece James or Robertson. So we'll have to see how that works out. And if you are looking for an Everton asset and you might want to go for a little bit of differential player, I think Richarlison is one of them, because yes, Richarlison did not have a good first game week, because he was not that clinical. He took 7 shots and only one of them was on target, and I don't think that's a good thing. But looking at that game, I think the goals are coming for him. The way he connected with James Rodriguez and the way that Everton midfield line up, I think there is goals coming for Richarlison. Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison, both of them look pretty good. If you are thinking of getting Richarlison, I think you must do it. I'm not saying that you should go for Richarlison over Calvert-Lewin, but yeah, that might be one of the differential pick you might want to go for. And since I already have Calvert-Lewin, I don't think I want to double up on Everton forwards, because as I said, my main goal is to get hands on the Wolves players, because they were pretty impressive. And looking at that Traore's position in the first game against Sheffield, he looked more kind of defensive, not as attacking as last season. His position did not convince me. So my 2 other 6.5 players that I was looking for were Traore and Phil Foden. So if Traore continues to play in that right back kind of position. I don't think he'll be one of the options that I would go for. I'll have to see how Foden performs. I don't even know if he's ready to play because of all that disciplinary act by Foden and Greenwood. So we'll have to see about that 6.5 million price range, the assets. So my captain, I think my safe pick captain is Aubameyang, because it's against West Ham in home. So my only problem with Aubameyang last season was that he was playing too wide for me. I think I expected somewhere around the center, but he was too wide for me. But still, he scored. So yeah, and against that West Ham team, if they don't improve their performance, and looking at that run of West Ham fixtures, I think there will be some goals for Aubameyang. So if you are looking for a safe pick, I think Aubameyang is one of them. And if you want to be punty, like I don't know, differential of super level, I think Digne is not that bad of an option. This is just my kind of, I don't know, just thinking suggestion. I don't know. I'm not telling you to do it, but I think if you want that super differential pick, I think Digne can be one of them. They face West Brom, and amongst the Fulham, West Brom, and Leeds, if you look all of the matches, West Brom were the weakest, according to me, in my opinion. Because Fulham were playing good, because they were playing very good against Arsenal. The thing was, there was no one to score. They were crossing so many balls in the box, but there was no one to score. That is where they missed Mitrovic. So yeah, I think there should have been a couple of goals for Fulham against Arsenal, and they were good. They were combining well, and Leeds were I mean, like, they were out of this world. So yeah, West Brom looked the weakest. So there might be I don't know, Digne might be one of the choices, and Digne had like I think more long ball passes than James Rodriguez in that game. So Digne is not that bad choice. You might want to think of it, but I'm not telling you to just do it, because these kind of things just work out sometimes. So yeah, and another player that I kind of missed, because I had him but I removed him from the team. That was Zaha, and I kind of regretted that after he scored against Southampton. It was looking like he would score against that Southampton team. I did talk about this in one of my stream, because looking at that preseason game, Zaha looked very sharp, very good, and he showed that in the first game week. So that might also happen against Manchester United, because the way that Crystal Palace looks to be playing is all defensive and counter attack. So I think their goal is to not concede and at least score 1 or 2 and finish in 90 minutes. It looks like that, looking at the first game against Southampton, and they did that successfully and they got the 3 points. I think that is what matters. And so yeah, I think Zaha is one of the assets you might want to look for that 7 million price. So yeah, this is pretty much about my team. If there are any changes, we'll talk about it in a deadline live stream. I'll do that 4 hours before the first kickoff. Yeah, that is in my YouTube, so you might want to set a reminder, or if you want a reminder, do subscribe and hit the bell button. That would help a lot, and please like this video. So yeah, this is probably it. I don't think there's much I need to talk about. So there's my Instagram account in the description. So if you have anything you want to talk about, please do DM me. If there are any questions, please comment. So yeah, this is pretty much it. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye.